On the rare occasions emergencies occur, don't exacerbate a problem by being unprepared. Regularly assigned and substitute staff members must be able to locate emergency contacts and medications for any clients under their care, know where first aid and emergency kits are located around the classroom, and know where to meet the class in case of emergency. Keep a safe environment free of obstacles if evacuating becomes necessary. Consider earthquake safety. Do not place heavy objects on top of shelves where they are liable to fall and cause severe injuries. Regardless of the type of emergency, it is important to remain calm. You are a model to your students on how to behave. You must take care of yourself in order to effectively assist others once the imminent danger has passed. Defer to the teacher and other school personnel for instructions. In the school system, there is someone responsible for calling 911. Don't call 911 unless there is a life-threatening injury. Doing so will only overtax the system. The following are examples. Each school has their own unique procedures. In case of an earthquake, drop, cover, and hold the legs under a desk until shaking stops. Have your back towards windows and protect your head while holding onto the table leg. Help students who need assistance finding a safe spot. If you are outdoors, move to an open area away from buildings, power lines, and other structures that can fall. Follow the instructions of the person in charge. If you are not with the class, find the group after the shaking has stopped. After the earthquake, check for injuries and give first aid as you feel qualified. If you are working with a student who uses a wheelchair, drop, cover, and hold still applies. Tuck the body into as small a position as possible. Cover the head and neck with arms or a hard book. Hold the position until after the earthquake has fully passed. Immediately after the fire alarm sounds, line up your students and head for the designated area. Follow the instructions of the person in charge and wait with the class for further instructions. Check doors for heat before exiting through them. If smoke is coming into the room, place a towel underneath the door and use a different exit. If there is smoke in the room, crawl across the floor to minimize smoke inhalation. Help students with instructions as needed. When there is a potentially dangerous person on or near the school grounds, the campus goes into lockdown. The point of a lockdown is to keep the students and staff safe indoors in locked classrooms. Generally, an announcement is made over the PA system announcing the lockdown is in place. When this occurs, students and staff are asked to sit under window level with the blinds shut and lights off. Everyone must remain absolutely silent. If you and or your student are not in the classroom, get indoors as soon as possible. The doors may not be open for any reason. There is a bucket in each classroom for bathroom emergencies. When the threat is determined to have passed, the lockdown ends by either an announcement, telephone call, or the doors are manually unlocked by an administrator. When working with a student who uses a wheelchair, keep the brakes locked whenever the chair is not in movement. When pushing the chair on an incline, the student faces uphill to ensure he or she will not fall out of their chair. Keep his or her safety belt securely fastened whenever the student is in the chair. Pay attention to back safety when lifting a student or other heavy objects. Lift with the knees and not the back. Keep spine straight and chin parallel with the floor. Easter Seal's policy is a two-person lift. Always communicate with the student and partner before lifting to ensure the transfer goes smoothly. Generally, the safest position for a body that has experienced trauma is lying down. Elevate the injury above heart height. Maintain the person's body temperature by adding or removing clothing and blankets as necessary. If spinal injury is not expected, move the person to a location with a comfortable ambient temperature. Keep the patient's airway open. This can be done by removing foreign objects from the mouth, tilting the head, or rolling the body onto its side. Remove or loosen constrictive clothing to keep the person comfortable and blood and oxygen flowing through the body. Use CPR if the person is unresponsive and not breathing and or the heart stops. Compression-only CPR is sufficient and advisable. The earlier CPR starts, the better the chance of survival. It is important to know the signs of the different types of seizures. Most seizures do not involve the clonic jerking movements commonly associated with seizures. The majority consist of subtle movements or no movement at all. Follow the student's seizure protocol. Proceed with the student's safety and dignity as the impetus of your actions. Make sure the student's head and body are safe from hitting hard objects and minimize choking hazards. Have as few spectators as possible when the student is having a seizure. When in doubt, call 911. Your student's safety is the #1 priority.
Created using Powtoon.